All right, 1521 Lamplighter Drive here in beautiful Longmont, Colorado. One of the things I want you guys to pay attention to, you mentioned to me that you wanted someplace quiet for the dogs. And I don't know if you guys can hear that train, but this is, it just was blowing its horn. This neighborhood does sit closer to the railroad tracks. So obviously want to make you aware of that. That if that is going to drive your dog nuts, then possibly might not work out for you. But here's the thing is that most of the homes that you guys are looking at, you like the older neighborhoods, homes with more character, are going to be in the same spots of town. So you kind of have back and forth with wanting quiet and yet will still with character. Now, if we're talking about just the street and neighborhood, I'm literally walking in the middle of the street right now. Don't have to worry about any traffic coming through. This is going to be a pretty quiet street because you're off of the main right there, but there's really nothing to get to as you pass through here. You're going to take a different route because it's going to be a lot easier. So neighborhood here, obviously a little bit more wide open. You do have the big mature trees are all going to be lining the backyards instead of the front yards on this block. But let's go ahead and take a look at this property. And I apologize about the wind. If the mic's picking up on that, not a whole lot I can do about it. So right here you have the regular Colorado, gonna destroy every piece of concrete. This one doesn't look too bad because there's no real big tripping hazards, but just something you wanna know about. And then as we take a look at the exterior of this property, oh, look at this. Is actually kind of pretty. Have some fungus growing on there just from the water being up there. But as we take a look at this, you're not seeing a whole lot of damage with these bricks, which is nice to see. This all looks freshly painted. I don't see any rot on there whatsoever. And then this is a key component here as far as being able to access the backyard and shed, because you can put a camper or a boat back here because there's lots of concrete, and then that is going to open up as well. So just give you a quick peek of the backyard since we're right here. And this, now of course there's 3 people out mowing their lawns because we did get some rain and it is growing. But so this is the backyard, fully fenced. And then you even have an exit. Now this is a little creek bed right here, which is pretty cool because you have an exit to that. And then obviously you have the storage shed here as well. See what that looks like. All right, regular storage shed, but in really good shape. I like it. Nice heavy doors. And give you a shot in the view looking back at the house. Now that patio is actually pretty cool right there. And then one of the other things that you'd notice but you don't notice is going to be this door right here that leads into the garage. Now that's very, very nice because if you do have tools, barbecue stuff, anything of that nature, having an exit out here to the backyard is just ease of life, makes things quite a bit easier. And then we've got another storage shed right here as well. Oh, this one looks like a little playhouse here. Now they did just butt this up against the brick structure there. So this is actually attached to the home, or put attached in quotation marks, because there you see the spray of foam, and that's how they sealed that up to the back of your property. And then of course you have this really nice patio area right here. Which is pretty cool. And this is covered So number one, it's going to keep you out of the sun. Number two, it's going to keep you out of the rain. And it looks like there was a doggy door there at one time. We'll take a look at that when we get inside. You know, you could definitely do a lot in this backyard. A little bit of landscaping goes a long way, and they do have a new tree there, so that's kind of cool. And so far this patio, or this deck I should say, feels very solid because these are actually 2x6s here, but you are going to have some areas that have a little bit of rot. Okay, this is typical. Snow and ice is going to have an impact, but that is still very, very solid. You can see right here some chipping paint along this. Again, that's going to be due to the sun and weather. Well, let's see. Well, this is another instance right here to where this back concrete stoop is actually leaning away from the house, which created this crack right there. It doesn't feel bad to walk up and down at all. It is just a little bit sloped. And of course, that actually is going to provide a benefit because it's going to sheet any water directly off that way. Let's get you guys back around to the front of the home. And let's hop in this house real quick. And now here is where you might have future repairs or issues. Now, I'm not a contractor, so I'm not going to speak about that. But if you look under that step right there, we'll see what kind of material that is. Okay, so that's just backfill. And then it's backfilled on this side where this stoop has peeled away from the home. Right there, it is going to be intact and in place. No problem, but it may at some point need to have something done, and you quite possibly could mud jack this, just something you want to take a look at. And you've got some paint missing along the front here of that stoop. We got the neighborhood boys out here getting after this lawn. And we'll take a look at this side of the house, see if we can see anything over here. And this looks, again, the paint looks good. I don't see any rot in the soffits. So, looking pretty good right now. And again, would you look at that? Birds chirping, a little bit windy, but heck, still a beautiful day here in Colorado. All right, here we go. So as you walk into home, greeted by your living space. But what I like about it is you see straight through the home, through those double doors. Those French doors let in a bunch of light, and it does look pretty cool. Now these do look like they are original wood flooring. This room also has a lot of light in this space here as well. And these are going to be newer vinyl windows. They're not the old original aluminum ones that came when they built these homes. So this is not overly big, but it's not, I wouldn't consider it tiny as well. It's a full-size couch. Could easily lay down on there and take a nap. And these floors do have a really nice patina on them. I like that. When you have wooden floors like this, and they're older wooden floors, having a little bit of patina on these floors, to me, just adds to the character. Some people don't like it, but I do. So when you step into the kitchen, now this is kitchen, eating kitchen. So you have this nice nook that's available right here. Completely separate from the kitchen. It does have the refrigerator in it, because my guess is that they wanted to have that there instead of the refrigerator, because that is typically where your refrigerator would sit. Now these are going to be older cabinets, so we're not talking about soft close anything in homes like this. This is your regular, you know, the ones that are sit on a wooden track type of drawers. And then you have a tile top. This is really easy. This actually looks really good, but it would be really easy to epoxy over the top of that or add some microcrete. Oh my gosh, I almost just fell. Holy smokes. I almost just fell and took this whole cabinet with me. Yeah, apparently there's a step right there. Holy smokes. That would have been, I would have made a blooper reel out of that. Me taking a dive down the basement stairs. Nice light through the kitchen window overlooking the deck. This is a pretty good space. It feels really comfortable in here. Feels really comfortable, bunch of light. Gotta love the plants in there. And these French doors are definitely give it some added character. Let's cruise through the rest of the house. We're heading down the hallway. To the left, going to be your bathroom. Now this could easily be turned into a double vanity. There is plenty of room in here. Just looks like they hadn't gotten to it yet. Full tile tub surround. Again, guys, if you don't like the look of that, it is really easy. You can use some epoxy style paint or microcrete or any type of skim coating that you could skim that with. Oh, there is, no, that's still a PVC window. I thought one of those wouldn't be replaced, but it looks pretty good. A little closet. Actually, a pretty good sized closet in here. And then there's another closet here at the end of the hallways as well. Guys, storage is, you know, it's not sexy at all, but when you don't have it, it is a pain in the butt. So here's what they're staging as the primary bedroom. Again, lots of light, wooden floors in here all the way through the closet, which you don't see too often. Which these are actually in really, really good shape in here. And it feels pretty solid as well. I believe this is a queen size bed. So that's what it looks like, how much room you have with a queen size bed. Could probably fit something slightly larger in here if necessary. And then let's cruise on into bedroom number 2 on the main floor. Again, you've got those beautiful hardwood floors that run throughout. And then we've got the closet right behind us here. A little bit smaller than the primary bedroom. That's what we're looking at with some of this older style construction. But it feels good, it feels clean. There's not any places that I can see that's really beat up. Back into the living room, and again, just give you guys a panning shot all the way through the kitchen, looking out over the deck and the dining area. And what I'm going to do is, now that I know that this step is here, not going to almost kill myself. Holy smokes, let's head downstairs. And you are immediately greeted by this really nice family room area. So they look like they have it set up for an office. Now these are not egress windows, which just means that they cannot be used as a fire escape. So this would not be what would be considered a conforming bedroom. And the floors down here look to be, shoot, where's the light in here? Well, shoot, I can't find the light switch. Maybe it's this? Huh, look at that. Okay, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Look at that, it even says on. That's pretty cool. All right, there we go. Nice little storage area. And like I said, the flooring is going to be, this is just your laminate. So it is not luxury vinyl planks. This will get impacted by moisture and water if you ever do get any moisture and water in this area. And then we've got some more storage. Holy smokes. Look at this. Well, there we go. Oh, and there's another door right there. We'll go back into this area through that. This was just kind of a little walkway through here. And let's go ahead. Oh, look at that. Pretty neat. Lock this back up real quick. And then this is the door that actually goes into the laundry room and your mechanical area. And this, again, you guys saw that through the other side. Pretty good space. I don't see any cracks in the floor down here. You've got your furnace, water heater, and these look like they have the proper fittings, proper connections on them. They even have an expansion tank. So I know that this is newer because that building code was not issued, or that building code was issued here recently within the last probably, I would say, 8 years. So now we're cruising on through. Okay, so that's the other door that you see. So you can enter this storage room 3 different ways. The door I just walked through, this door, and underneath the stairs over there. And you do have another bathroom down here. Now this is of course not a full bathroom. It is pretty tiny, but heck, if you just got to go to the bathroom and wash your hands, what more do you need? And then there is a non-conforming bedroom down here. So what that means is that this is non-conforming for the rules and regulations of a bedroom. It does have a closet, but what it doesn't have is it does not have an egress window for a fire escape. So in the event of a fire, if you run upstairs and the fire is bellowing and you can't make it up the stairs, you do need to have an exit in a bedroom per building code. Now this home is not required to have it because the building code was passed after the home was built. Any new construction will always have egress windows in them. And this floor in here looks pretty good too. Probably a different type of laminate in here. And this actually feels like a great place for sleeping, let me tell you that. So then out the hallway, you have the bathroom, you have the storage room, and then right to the left is out into this main family room of the home. And I think that is all we can get into in this property today. Guys, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Just when you guys thought you were done with me, I realized I did not show you the garage. Single car garage, lower garage door, but this is pretty typical single car garage. And then you do have the exit to the backyard.